Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is hard. I don't know if I have words. Okay, the month of May has been very challenging for a lot of people. I don't even know where to begin. The headaches that people are experiencing, including myself, have been ridiculous. No matter what you take, no matter what you do, you cannot get rid of the headache. And the weird thing is, it just comes on out of nowhere, and it leaves just as fast, and it just keeps coming back and forth all day long. It's not like your typical headache or your typical migraine. It's just such a weird pain. It's just a weird pain. That's been going on for a couple of weeks now. Um, Once again, sleeping has been really, really strange. Dreams either have been very vivid, um, like I have mentioned in a couple of my other videos, as far as the dream state, it's it feels like the dream state is actually more real than the awake state. Um, a lot of people from your past coming up while you're dreaming, and that's been really weird. Tiredness in the daytime, beyond. I had mentioned this a couple of years ago with the whole thing with sleeping. For me, it felt like daytime was nighttime, nighttime was daytime. Like seriously, I could lay down and try to sleep at night, and it's just an uncomfortable sleep. Or I could sleep for like an hour or two, and then I'm like up. I'm up. I can't go back to sleep, but I try because it's nighttime, and you have to. So, but in the daytime, I could lay down, and seriously, I could sleep all day long because I just never got used to the whole time thing changing so fast the way it did, and I'm still doing it. I don't have satisfying sleep at all, except in the daytime. So, and like I said, that for me has been going on for a good few years, and some people, they're just starting to have that, where they're totally mentally and physically exhausted. Um, Another thing that I've noticed, something with the skin, extremely, extremely dry skin, hair, brittle nails. It's like somebody just sucked all the oil out of you, vitamins, oil, and everything. That your This is really weird. That your body, when you're showering, actually squeaks. It squeaks. Your hair, your teeth, your everything just squeaks. It's as if, which it probably is, all the toxins in your body, right? We know it come out of your pores, especially your armpits, your glands, and stuff. But it's as if you take a shower and it just takes all the oil out of your body, like it's getting rid of all the toxins inside of us. Okay, and you literally squeak. That's happening to me. I have to admit, it's a good feeling, but at the same time, like when I get out of the shower and I start to dry, I feel like a piece of tumbleweed. It's like I just get really, really dry, and it's like you want to crack in half. So you have to put pounds of lotion on. But that's just like a weird thing. Like I've never experienced that before. That just started for me a couple of weeks ago, also. Um, oh God, there's so much. The strangeness, the weirdness, the new norm is getting more crazy. People are finding it really, really extremely difficult to be in public places. We have this whole 19 thing where everybody has to stay, social distancing 6 feet. And I'm like, I'm so happy about this because I was having a really hard time. And I'm a people person, okay? But I pick up on people's energy. So I could be in a room with 50 people and pick up everybody's energy to the point where I got to run out of the room. But I kind of like where I don't have everyone so close to me. It kind of lessens the freaking frequency that goes on in my head. Oh, my ear is ringing. Hmm. So they're finding it really difficult to be in public places or go visit family some people are finding it really difficult just to be anywhere in their own house. There's a lot of chitter chatter going on in their head and massive confusion for no reason whatsoever. Just really, really confused. And I had spoke about this in a prior video about the confusion. It's not like you could pinpoint something that you're actually thinking about. Just your mind is racing. It's just completely racing. And you just feel really confused. The bewildered feeling, everybody's on autopilot. That's that's a really good thing. As weird as it feels, and it's just kind of scary sometimes because you're doing things throughout the day, and then you like kind of like feel like you pop back into your body and like, oh, I was doing that. Like you're really on autopilot. You don't realize half the day of what you're doing. You just don't. And then you kind of like popping in and out of the existence of your own body. And that's actually a really good thing because that's the brain's way of shutting down shit, because we're being bombarded with different frequencies and different energy coming through that the brain can take so much, the body can take so much, that it shuts itself down and we start to work on autopilot. Frequent urination. Frequent urination is a sign that your body is under extreme amounts of stress. Now, a lot of you will feel calm, like nothing's wrong, and you're not nervous, but yet you're urinating constantly. That happens when a body's distressed. That happens if you ever notice, if you really get nervous, you urinate a lot or whatever else comes out of you. Okay, so the body is reacting to the frequencies around us. Although we don't really feel it, we just feel an uneasy feeling, but we're not shaking and, nervous, that fight or flight kind of thing. It's not that. It's just kind of an uneasy feeling. And then you start to urinate like every 20 minutes, That's another thing that's going on. Nervous twitches. Feel twitches in your eye. And they last pretty long. Twitches in your leg. It's just your nerves twitching, your muscles twitching. That's another sign that the body's under a lot of stress. Although you'll say like, well, yeah, I don't feel like I am. I'm sitting here reading a book, and yet my eye is twitching, and it's going out of focus, and that's your body's response to stress. The same with heart palpitation. A lot of you will notice heart palpitation right around 8:30 at night to about 10:30 at night. And for some, it's been a constant from 8:30 to 10:30, with a few minute break, and then it goes right back into palpitation. So that's going on also. A lot of you are noticing changes, drastic changes, even within yourself, even your own appearance, your hair being shorter one day, you're 5 pounds heavier one day, and it just goes back and forth. It just flip-flops. It goes back and forth. I think the thing that is the hardest through this is the memory loss. For the most part, it's short-term memory loss. Somebody can ask you, hey, what did you do on Tuesday? First of all, you have no fucking idea when Tuesday was, because you don't even know what day it is today. And you try to sit there and remember, and you're like, you're actually really digging deep and trying so hard to remember what you did on Tuesday, and you can't. And it's the same thing, it's nighttime, and your friend's like, so what did you do today? And you sit there and you're like, I don't fucking remember. And you really have to sit there to like reenact the whole day, and you can remember what the hell you did, and you get bits and pieces, and you're like, wait a minute, but that couldn't have been at that time, because that doesn't make any sense with that time. You have to understand, in prior videos and before this channel, when I had my other channel, which was like over a year ago, I explained that time was definitely breaking down. Time does not exist. We know that. Those that are really, really awake, those that had NDEs, right? They know that time does not exist. It was shown to you. People who've done psychedelics, right? We've been there. We know, that it doesn't exist. But in this reality, it does. I mean, it's structured. It's structured in here. Whatever the case may be, I'm not going to get into details. But the thing that it's breaking down, it doesn't exist. And a way to really understand that, and this is going to be hard for me to explain, but I'm going to do the best I can. Time is memory, and memory is time. So without memory, time does not exist, right? And without time, memory doesn't exist. So basically, we're all having a hard time remembering anything. Short-term memories, and I mean really short-term memory, is starting to go away. So that actually shows us that so is time. It's starting to disappear. It's really, it's really, really important that everyone that's going through this and that's awake and kind of understands, that reality is just an illusion and there's a bigger picture and all of that stuff, right? Although you feel that you understand it, and you have to live it. You really have to live it. You can't be sucked into the illusion of reality, of the drama. This whole thing, and I won't say the word, I'll just say 19, okay? This whole thing with the 19, I know a lot of you have noticed because it was driving me bonkers. Actually, it was funny. I would make dinner and I would tell my husband, I would be like, let's sit down and listen to the news. And to us, it's comical. Because it would go back and forth. This one would say this one this minute, and then he'd come back on and say something totally different. And this one says this one, and then there's it's getting better. Oh, it's worse. It's getting better. All within the same day. It doesn't even make any sense. It's flip-flopping. It's flip-flopping. So basically what we're doing as people that are awake, okay, we have one foot in this reality and one foot in another reality. And I had come across many years ago Dolores Cannon, which I think is she was really, really cool woman, and she had explained some things in there that makes a lot of sense. I knew them already. I've known them growing up, but she made a lot of sense. The closest that I've heard anybody put this stuff in words. But we are still some way attached to this reality. So if we're trying to experience something different, where everyone's equal and there is no pain and there is no illness, and it's just reality the way it was supposed to be, or the way it's supposed to be now, because there was supposed to be a duel, okay? There's supposed to be good, bad, we know that, but they tip the scales a little bit, okay? Bad is like, they tip the scales. So in order for us to experience a different life, a different experience, we have to truly, truly let go of this one. And it's not easy because some of us have, children that have problems, and we always have to address those problems. And then some people have health problems, and you're in and out of doctors, and you really have to let go of this reality. You really, really do. Whatever the cost may be, you have to understand that those that you leave behind, the things that you believe that you have, you gotta let it go. And you gotta let it fix itself, and you gotta let it go. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not telling anybody don't take care of this and don't take it. You gotta take care of what you gotta take care of. I understand it. Take care of it and let it go. Don't call people and say, hey, this is what I had surgery today. Don't text people, oh, this is what my condition is. No, don't do that. Because you're keeping all of this alive. Oh, my son did this, my daughter did this, and that. Take care of what you gotta take care of. You gotta go for surgery, take care of surgery. Do not talk about it. Don't bring it up to your friends and family. If they know about it and they go, how you feeling? I feel great. Let it go. Let it fix itself. Get the fuck out of your own way. I cannot stress this enough, because if you don't, you will have one foot here and one foot where you want to be. And it'll always be that way. And this is the hardest thing, because Creator, I say Father, God, created this reality for us to experience and get lost in it 100%. That was the whole idea, that we did get lost in it. But now he's waking us up. He's waking us up by the thousands, if not millions. I don't know. It's time to wake up because you did it. We did it. We seeked, we did it. We found, we did it. We understand it. We've changed. We're able to be who we always were, and that's kind. It's time to let go of the illusion. Now it's time to have fun, and it's time to live life and enjoy it, but you can't do it if you don't let go of this one. Although the other one is identical to this, and the same people are there. It's a different frequency. Same people are there, same everything. But the situations are different. Where you were sick, you're not sick. Where your child had a problem, he does not. And this is fact, and you have to believe this, because even if you look at the Mandela effect and you're like, oh, wait a minute, I know that, the Statue of Liberty was in New York and not New Jersey, or I know, like, all these things, like all the things that changed, right? And even you go down your street and you're like, oh my God, this house was never there, or this was never there, this business closed 10 years ago. If it applies to that, reality changing, then why wouldn't it apply to what I just said? Cards are on the table facing up, guys. Right now, your reality becomes your choice. You've always been told what you look into, how you perceive things, how much you put into something is what is going to become your reality. There's some truth to that and there's some not, because there are dodgeballs thrown at us all the time. All the time. And sometimes you could avoid them and sometimes you can't. Sometimes they hit you in the face and you got to look at it, and sometimes you got to get pissed off. And that's okay. It's okay to react. But then you got to dust yourself off. Okay? Pick and choose what reality you want to be in, what you want to see more of. Because I know we're all seeing it, but it's like going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'd like to say another thing about the symptoms that people are getting, because they're so severe. They're so freaking severe, and so many people feel lost and feel like they're insane and even want to hurt themselves because they can't take the pain that's going through their body. The teeth grinding is ridiculous, and it's not just at night when you guys are sleeping. It's all day long. You catch yourself doing it. That's the body stressing. Stress, even though maybe you're not thinking of anything that's stressing you out, or you could be planting in the garden. It doesn't matter. The body's still under that tension. Take notice. You could be sitting down watching television and you'll notice like you're sitting with your fist like this, cupped underneath your leg. It's tension. Those who meditate, if you're still able to do it. For the most part, some of us cannot, because the air around us hurts. The air around us is thick. It just is so uncomfortable. Doesn't feel right anymore. And it's so fast and so drastic that there's no place to be comfortable. The sunlight hurts. The sunlight confuses you. A lot of people tend to do better when the sun goes down. Throughout the night, they feel better. I wish I had an answer. I mean, when I made videos a while back, it wasn't as severe, and I would say, well, go for a run or go on a treadmill, or, you got to let this energy out of your body. And it's gotten to this point where it is so drastic. And there's really nothing you can do. You can't go on a treadmill for most people, and you can't jog, and you can't do anything because you're mentally and physically exhausted. But at the same time, this energy is running through your body that you could actually eat glass. And you're agitated, and you're short-tempered, and you don't even know where all this is coming from. It has been horrific. Guys, I have no words. I need to make one up for how horrific it's been. Because I've been experiencing it also. Okay. What are the symptoms? Oh, definitely people have had upset stomach, diarrhea, fabulous, and nausea. Diarrhea for 3 days, then nausea. Diarrhea for 3 days, then nausea. Extremely hungry, even though food tastes like nothing. you're craving sugar, cake, cookies, just food. Extremely hungry. What else is there? Oh, back aches. You wake up in the morning and your lower back feels like somebody is pulling your bone apart and breaking you in half. It comes out of nowhere and then it just disappears. All along with hip pain. In the middle of the night, waking up with hip pain like someone has you in a torture chamber and it's just kind of stretching your bones. And there's no relief for that. It just goes away on its own. That's another thing. Yeah, there's so much. You guys know what you're feeling. I think that the biggest thing, the reason why I wanted to make this video is the biggest thing is the confusion and the not so really good fucking thoughts that are going through your minds right now because you can't handle what's going on. You know, because of the energy, it's insane. It's very sad too because it's really knocking the shit out of us and we don't deserve it. You know, we don't deserve it. We're good people and we don't deserve it. But I do have faith and I do believe that it's for a reason and we will get out. No matter how hard they're making it for us. I don't know about any of these towers and, you know, all this shit, vibrational frequency bombardment and EMF. That I don't get into that. Like the deep into it. I just know that there is an interference and it's being amped up so bad that it really is making us wilter in a way. I mean, like, there are days when we can't even pick our heads up. You can't even pick your head up. And the only thing that I could say to you is, please believe it'll be okay. It has to be okay. Just believe it. And make a choice. Make a choice to start focusing more on putting both feet in the reality that you want to be in, what you want to experience, instead of one foot here and one foot there. Doesn't mean that you're letting people go. Doesn't mean that you're saying goodbye, you're never going to see them. No. They're part of every reality, every shift that we go into. You know? And hang on, okay? And we're all in this together. I love you all, and I will see you back as soon as possible, alright? Take care, guys. Blessings.